How are you, everyone? Today we have an OL session. We will discuss together Unit 6, Lesson 1, 2, and 3 with the title Let's Eat. First of all, guys, let's start by asking you a question. If you are so hungry, what is the first food comes in your mind to eat? Okay, look at all these kinds of food and try to give me just one kind to eat. And after this, another question. Do you prefer healthy or unhealthy food? And you have to tell me the truth, okay? And now let's move to another thing. Look at this picture. Can you name these kinds of food? Can you give me the names of all these kinds of food? Number one, let's know the names together. Number one, it's hummus. What about two? It's a salad. Three, it's biscuits, or we can call it cookies in the US. Number four, it's peppers. Number five, olives. Six, it's a cheese. Then we have salt. Then we have figs. Number nine, it's crisps, or in the US they may call it potato chips. What about 10? It's raisins. What about 11? It's nuts. And the last one we have sugar. Okay, so these are the names of these kinds of food. Okay, and now guys, you have two questions to search about them. The first one, it's very easy. What kind of food is healthy? Okay, and the second one, you have to look through the unit. What is a popular food in Morocco? Okay, and now let's move to another thing. Now guys, we have the countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns, as you know, they are nouns we can count. They can be singular or plural. We have to use a or an before a singular countable nouns, and the plural usually ends in s, but not in all cases, because we have some plural nouns which is odd, like ox, oxen, like mouse, mice, like man, men, like person, people, and also these are countable nouns. Okay, so this is the countable noun. What about the uncountable nouns? Uncountable nouns don't have a plural form, so we can't count them, and we can't use a or an before them, like trees, like water, like rice, like pasta, and so else. And now guys, you have this table. You have to write in it as many words as you can in the countable nouns and uncountable nouns. And now let's move to some and any. Pay attention guys, look at this example. Are there any peppers? You will answer, yes there are peppers. It's countable. I'm asking with are there any, and the question, yes there are. Look at the uncountable nouns. Is there any trees? Is there any trees? Yes there is. Okay, and let's move to the second example. There are some peppers. There is some trees. There aren't any figs. Aren't in the negative, some in the positive sentence. So there aren't any figs. There isn't any hummus. There is some trees. Okay. So guys, we use some before uncountable nouns or plural countable nouns, but just in the affirmative sentence. Affirmative sentence, they are sentence without not. Okay, and then we use any before uncountable nouns or plural countable nouns, but this is in the negative sentence and interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence, they are the sentence like questions. Okay, and you have to pay attention guys that these uncountable nouns take singular verbs. So I said, is there any cheese? Is cheese, there is some cheese, so the verb with it is singular verb. Okay, and also we can use some in questions, but just in the case of offers and requests. And pay attention to this point. We can use some in questions like any, yeah, like any, but just in two cases, just with offers and requests. So Look at this example. Would you like some tea? It's offer. So I can say, would you like any tea? No, 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 it's offer. So would you like some tea? Can I have some water? It's request. So I use it at some. Can I have some water? And now guys, let's practice some questions. Okay, first of all, choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Number 1, there is what rice on the plate. It's a sentence, you have rice, it's uncountable, and it is in a question, so of course it's some rice on the plate. Number 2, would you like what coffee? It's offer, guys, so you will say, would you like some coffee? Okay, now let's move to number 3. We have to ask with something, then there are any oranges? Pay attention, guys, this oranges is countable, plural countable noun. So we will use or. Are there any oranges? Number 4, has it got? It's a question, pay attention. Has it got? So has it got any cheese in this dish? Okay. Number 5, koshery is delicious with, pay attention, tomato sauce on top. Not just tomato, but it's tomato sauce. So this tomato sauce is uncountable. So you will say some tomato sauce. Number 6, would you like what coffee? Also it's offer. So you will say, would you like some coffee? Number 7, have you got? It's a question. So you will say, have you got any money? Number 8, there what any tourists, countable plural, in the museum today. So you will say there aren't any tourists in the museum today. Okay, and number 9, we have space there any oranges. It's a plural countable, so you will say are there any oranges? Number 10, there isn't what milk in the jug. I'll buy some milk, and negative sentence, so it's any milk in the jug. And the last one we have, is there any rice in the dish? Rice, it's uncountable, so you will use a singular verb saying, is there any rice in this dish? Okay, this is our practice, and now guys, let's move to another thing. Let's read this text together. This text is a recipe for making rose belaban. It's an Egyptian famous recipe. So we call it rose belaban in Egypt, and it's Egyptian rice pudding. Pudding, guys, it's a sweet, something sweety like dessert we eat after meals. First of all, let's read the ingredients, which I mean all the things I need to put together to make this kind of dish. We have 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water, 3 cups of milk, 1 cup of sugar, quarter a cup of raisins, quarter a cup of nuts, quarter a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. And let's know more about the instructions we have to follow to make this recipe. Number 1, put the rice and water in a saucepan, and then boil the rice and water for 20 minutes. Number 3, add the milk slowly as you stir, as you can see. Add the sugar and stir again. Put the rice pudding into bowls. Put the raisins, cinnamon, and nuts on top. Put the rice pudding in the fridge. And we have some expressions or structure as we found in the text, like a teaspoon of cinnamon, like this teaspoon of cinnamon. And then we have for 20 minutes. The period is for 20 minutes. And then put the rice pudding in bowls. Put the rice pudding into bowls, and then on the top, like put the nuts on the top. And now let's know the new vocabulary in our text. First of all, we have this word recipe. Recipe, guys, is a set of instructions that tells you how to cook something like this. This is a set of instructions in the ingredients and then the method or the instructions to make pasta, for example. So this is a recipe of pasta. Okay, And now we have another word. It's rice pudding. Rice pudding, guys, is it's this. This is the rice pudding. Pudding, guys, means a sweet dish eaten at the end of the meal. And our sweet dish is the rice pudding, the Egyptian famous dish. Okay, so this is the rice pudding. And then we have ingredients. Ingredients are kinds of food we cook together to make a particular dish. So for example, if you want to make a cake, so this is the ingredients of the cake. We have flours, we have a chocolate, we have eggs, and so else. So this is the ingredients of the cake. And now let's move to raisins. Raisins, guys, it's dried grape. So raisins or dried grapes used in cooking like this. So this is dried grapes, which I mean raisins. And then we have cinnamon. Cinnamon, it's a spice used in cooking, especially to give a flavor to sweet food. So this is the cinnamon, which is a kind of spice. Okay, and now we have another word. We have saucepan. Saucepan, it's like this, guys. It's a deep round metal pot with maybe one long handle or two short handles used for cooking things over heat. Okay, so this is the saucepan. And now we have this verb, boil. Boil means to heat liquids like this, to heat liquids to the point where it forms bubbles and turns to steam or vapor. So this is the verb boil. Let's continue the words. We have this verb add. Add, guys, it's mean to put something to something else to increase the size, the number, or the amount of it. So like this, he is adding some salt. Then we have stir. Stir, guys, it's a verb also that means to move a liquid or substance around using a spoon in order to mix it. So he is stirring now. So this is stir. And now we have fridge. You know, of course, the fridge, it's a piece of electrical equipment in which food is kept cold so that it is. So this is the fridge, guys. Okay? And now let's move to another thing. I have a review. What I mean by this review? A review, guys, it's a report, maybe in a newspaper or magazine or on the internet, on television or radio, in which someone gives their opinions of a book, a recipe, and article or a film. So it gives you the opinions of people about this kind of thing you wanted to try or you want to read. And now we have a review for the pudding rice recipe. Okay, first of all, the first review, really easy. This is the first review or the first opinion. Fawzi said really easy and gave 5 stars to this recipe. He said, this is a great recipe. It's really easy to make. There aren't a lot of ingredients and it's very quick to cook. And then Hannah's opinion, okay, but a bit boring means little boring. I like this rice pudding, but it isn't my favorite. I think there are too many reasons I don't like them. I prefer rice pudding with coconut, and this is her opinion. Okay, so she gave just 3 stars to this recipe. And then we have Nabila said, yeah, it's perfect. And she gave 5 stars, saying there are a lot of rice pudding recipes online, on the internet, but this is my favorite. It's easy to make. This is expression. It's really easy to make. And there is enough rice pudding for the whole family. There is a lot of sugar in the recipe, but I like sweet food. This is Nabila's opinion. And now let's move to the last opinion. It's Salim's opinion. He said, not like my mom's rice pudding. He said, my mom's rice pudding is delicious, but this rice pudding isn't very good. There's too much sugar and there aren't enough other ingredients. And this is his opinion. So he gave just 2 stars to this recipe. So as you can see, the expressions, it's really easy to make, it's quick to cook, and we have a prefer, like I prefer rice pudding with coconut. So this verb prefer can be followed by noun or verb plus ing. And then we have for the whole family, mean for all the members in the family. And this is the review. And now let's move to another thing. We have a lot of enough, too much, and too many. We use these words, guys, in a specific way. Like, for example, we use a lot of. This a lot of comes with countable and uncountable nouns to mean more than we need. So a lot of mean more than we need. And then we have enough. Also, enough comes with countable and uncountable nouns to mean exactly the same amount we need, no more and no less. Okay, so this is enough. What about this too much? Too much comes with just uncountable nouns to mean more than we need. And then at last we have too many. And too many comes with just countable nouns to mean more than we need. And now let's read these examples together. There is a lot of sugar. There are a lot of rice pudding recipes. There is enough rice pudding for all the family. There aren't enough ingredients. There are too many raisins. There's too much sugar. And now, guys, let's practice this activity together. We have to look at these pictures and form some sentence using maybe a lot of, enough, too much, and too many. Let's start with the first picture. May I say there's too much milk or a lot of milk? The second one, there are too many figs or a lot of figs. Then 3 we have, there isn't enough rice. And here we have, there are too many people or a lot of people. And then we have, there are enough nuts. And at the end we have, there are too many tomatoes or a lot of tomatoes. Okay, so this is the thing. And now let's practice some questions. We have read and correct the mistakes in this sentence. We have to read and put another word instead of the underlined word because this word is a wrong word. Number 1, do you use many water every day? Can you say many water? Of course, no, it's much water. And number 2, how much books have you got? Books, of course, it's how many books have you got. Number 3, there isn't any canals near the town. Canals, it's countable, plural, so I can't say there isn't, but I can say there aren't. There aren't any canals near the town. Number 4, how much hours did you spend in the airport? Hours, it's countable, so I say how many hours did you spend in the airport. And number 5, there are a lot of room in that new hotel. A lot of room, just one room? No, I want a plural noun, so I'll say there are a lot of rooms in that new hotel. And now let's move to another thing. Let's read this text together. It's talking about healthy snack, and it's a very important advice to you. You have to eat healthy snacks. So let's read and know more about healthy snacks to try them. Snack first. Healthy snack. So what I mean by this is snack. A snack, guys, it's a small meal or amount of food usually eaten in a hurry or between meals. So all these are kinds of snacks. Okay, let's read now. Everyone loves snacks, but some snacks are bad for us. What is the best way enjoy healthy snacks? Crisps and cakes. It's okay to eat crisps and cakes sometimes, but you should not eat too many of them. Crisps have a lot of fat and salt. Cakes, chocolate, and biscuits have a lot of fat and sugar. Too much of this type of food is bad for our bodies. And now I want to discuss this word fat. Crisps have a lot of fat and salt. Biscuits have a lot of fat and sugar. So what I mean by this fat, guys? Fat, guys, it's a solid or maybe liquid substance from animals or plants. It's treated in a kind that it becomes pure for us in cooking. We can use it in cooking. And also, guys, fat, it's the white or yellow substance in our bodies stored under our skin. Okay, so this is fat. And now let's continue reading. Fantastic fruit. Fruit is a great snack. It's very good for us, and most people like the sweet taste. You should eat between 2 or 4 pieces of fruit a day. Okay, so fruit, of course, is something delicious and healthy in the same time. And now let's discuss this word taste. And most people like the sweet taste. So here, which part of a speech is that? Yeah, it's noun. Okay, so sweet or taste as noun, it means the quality that makes us recognize the different foods in our mouth. This taste make us say that this is sweety or the salty. So this is a taste. May I give you a sentence saying, I don't like the taste of olives. And then I have taste as a verb. I'll say it to you. So this is taste as a verb mean to have a particular flavor. So I may say it tastes sweet. Okay, and now let's continue reading. Beans and vegetables. What about beans and vegetables? Beans and vegetables don't have much sugar or fat. They are very good for us, so we should eat a lot of them. Snacks like hummus with carrot and peppers are delicious. Okay, so this is beans and vegetables. And now be careful. We should be careful even with healthy food. Even with healthy food, yeah. Fruit juice has got a lot of sugar, so we shouldn't drink too much of it. Okay, this is fruit juice. Olives, meat, and fish sometimes have a lot of salt. Okay, so this is our text. And now you have to read it again after me. And now let's move to another thing. We have should and shouldn't. Of course, all of you know this should and shouldn't. We use should for advising somebody to do something because it's important for him, okay? And we use shouldn't to advise him not to do this thing because this is bad for him to do. After shouldn't, of course, you know that we get the verb in the infinitive form. So may I give you a sentence? You should eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. This is my advice to you, to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. And you shouldn't eat too many crisps and cakes, okay? And this is should and shouldn't. Pay attention, guys, that also I can use should in questions. If I'm asking the advice of somebody, but to myself, so saying, should we eat lots of fish? I'm asking somebody, should we eat lots of fish? He will say, so he will answer, yes you should or no you shouldn't. So it's of course you can see should as a helping verb in the beginning of the question. Also I can use should as a helping verb if you want to ask for the question word, like what should I eat? I'm asking your advice now. What should I eat? You will answer you should eat fruits and vegetables. This is all, guys, for our session today. If you want to ask any question, you can ask me next session. See you later.